right. All right, y'all. Very special guest in the house right here. Um, One of the most inspirational stories that I've ever come up on. I remember I saw him. I'm a SportsCenter fanatic, so I saw him on SportsCenter back in the day, and just so happens that he was in a group that I'm in for podcasting, and now here we are. Um, Fletcher Cleaves got him here. He was a high school football player, went to college to play, and in the fall of '09, got into a very tragic car accident caused by a driver who was actually texting while driving, and it caused him to be paralyzed from the chest down,
Correct.
and basically had to, restart life, relearn how to do everything. So I got him right here. How you doing, man?
Hey man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Excited to be here. Excited to get to jump on the podcast with you and get things shaking.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad you took some time out and got on here with me. So I just want to ask, I see your videos, man. You're jumping out of planes,
Mm-hmm.
parasailing, turning
Absolutely.
up in Mexico, living life, man. So did the accident make that click, or like was it always like that with you?
Oh no, dude, it was always like that. Just growing up, being an undersized athlete, people always told me the things I couldn't do, and I didn't like being told the things I couldn't do. Right, so they know like, hey, if you really want Flesh to do something, just tell him he can't do it, or bet him he can. Like, I bet you can't. So it was like, as the car crash, when the car crash happened, I just took that same mentality I had been raised on and learned playing football and throughout my collegiate career, my short collegiate career, and flip that into the same mentality of just being in a wheelchair. I was just, hey, I've always had the saying that my friends and families didn't allow me to be disabled. And what that means is anything that I was faced with, it was going to take it head on with me. So you see my boy throwing me off a cliff in Mexico. You see, I'm going skydiving, but you had to get there. So my peoples had to put me in the plane and all that stuff. It was a fun experience, and I'm continuing to just living life to the fullest.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's great to watch because I mean, I'm a person who I like to kind of live in the moment,
Mhm.
enjoy every single part of life, and it's like it's very inspirational to see that you are doing exactly that. Like, I mean, it just looks like you just living it up, man. That's
Well,
that's
I'm
that's
trying to, bro. I'm trying to living it up. But, you only got one life to live, and what you gonna do. So I know I've been through a tremendous adverse situation, but we all go through something in life. So I try to just look at the glass as being half full.
yeah, man. Hey, I love that, man. Yeah, tell me about the crash, man. Like, I know that was insane, really. Like,
Yeah, I'll never forget September 10th, 2009. My roommate and I, Dave Mullins, were leaving Buffalo Wild Wings, and he's kind of an introvert. And I remember getting out of practice. We had study hall, and once we got out of study hall, I was like, "Hey, yo, Dave, let's go to Buffalo Wild Wings and watch the game." It was the first NFL game of the season, a Hall of Fame game. And he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna just stay in the room and just, I'm like, "Bro, hey, no, get up, we going." Like it's jumping. We finna go get these wings. We gonna eat them in the lobby where the TV's at, and just kick it and watch me walk by. Just being on college campus, just kicking it on college campus. And he was like, "All right, bet." So we go to Buffalo Wild Wings. We pick the wings up, throw them in the back seat. I put my seatbelt on, the same routine I've done 100 times. And on the way back to the dorm, we drive. Well, I'm driving, and I can see this lady. She's not paying attention. She's looking down, and we like, "Damn, she gonna move," and then she ain't move, and I'm like, kind of, it's one lane, so it's one lane this way, it's one lane. It's like I can't get over. She can't. I'm like, I would have to get over it to miss her. So like she goes back to her side, and I'm like, okay, cool. But then she jumps back, and I just swerve to miss her. And when I swerve to miss her, I hit a rail, and we flipped into an embankment. And we flipped to an embankment. The car flipped, tumbled a couple times, and the roof caved in. And once the roof caved in, it broke my neck in two places. And then I was paralyzed, knocked unconscious immediately. And my roommate Dan was ejected from the vehicle, and the car actually landed like on top because he was partially ejected. So like as the car was rolling, he was getting ejected, and the car landed on top of his arm. And I remember him yelling my name like Fletch, Fletch. And in my mind, I thought we had to wake up at like 5 a.m. for team meetings. So I'm like, what? Then he goes like, I'm stuck. I was like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? And I tried to roll over, and I was like, oh, we still in this car. And he's trying to get himself free. Yeah, he's like, he frees his arm, he gets out, and then he climbs back up the hill. And I start crying. I'm like, dang, don't leave me down here by myself. Like, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. And he was like, Fletch, I gotta go get help. I gotta go get help. So he goes to get help, and then the EMT comes down, and they start performing all these tests and take me to the hospital.
Man, it's crazy that you can like remember all of that too. Like most times when it's something like that, it's like I got in a wreck, woke up, I was in the hospital, couldn't move.
No, I remember all that
whole thing.
Man. Yeah, that's what's crazy about it. It's like I remember like the taste of the mud when he was calling my name, because we like it was in a ditch. So as the car was rolling leaves and stuff, and like I remember the taste of the mud, and like I remember the sounds the car was making. Like I remember all that. You know what I'm saying? It was just crazy.
Yeah, that was probably like I'm sure that's number one scariest moment you ever had in your life. Like at this point.
Yes, I hope I don't have nothing more scary than that.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's for sure. It's scary, man. But I chose to overcome adversity, and I'm here today.
Yeah, and hey, doing your thing.
Appreciate it.
Yeah,
sure. We all have greatness inside of us. It just takes the right circumstances to bring it out. I'm pretty sure you've done things that you think you couldn't have done when you didn't have an option. Like when you ain't got no option, something gonna come inside, something gonna come outside of you. You gonna feel it. You are gonna do it. You are gonna overcome it. But it all starts with your mindset. I read this quote that said that the man who says they can and the man who says they can't are both right. Which one would you be? If you constantly telling yourself you can't do something, you're not gonna do something, then you're right. You're not gonna do it. But if you start to, I challenge people all the time to just start their day off with positivity. Just wake up every morning and just, whether it's looking in the mirror and saying like, you look good, or like what I do is I just yell 3 times, today gonna be a good day, and louder each time, today gonna be a good day, today gonna be a good day, today gonna be a good day, and just start. And then I throw some music on, whatever. It might be some Michael Jackson, might be some Marvin Gaye, might hit some 2 Chainz, some Drake, some NWA, just whatever I'm feeling in that day, in that mood, and just start my day off with upbeat positivity. And if you start your day off positive every day, watch how your mood switches. It's harder to get you in a bad mood. It's harder for you to get upset over things that don't really matter. And if you have a good day, and at the end of the day, if you had a good day, you wake up the next day and do the same thing, you have another good day. If you have enough good days in a row, you'll have a good week. You have enough good weeks in a row, you'll have a good year. If you have enough good years, you'll have a good life.
Hey, I like that.
For sure.
I like that. So, and that brings me to my next thing that I was going to ask. I saw that one of your kind of, I guess, like quotes that you kind of go by is, what are you going to do next? Like, what's next? Or actually, it was, how do you respond?
Yeah. So,
tell me a little bit about that. Like,
for sure. So I think the quote you're referring to is like, adversity happens to everybody, but it's not what happens to you that defines you. It's how you're going to respond. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ask anybody, everybody's been through some type of crappy situation, so to speak. So, how are you going to respond when you don't make the football team? How are you going to respond when your daughter's sick? How are you going to respond when you're going through a divorce? How are you going to respond when whatever adversity you may be going through, how are you going to respond? And I guess the new mental awareness going around now, so to speak. Our football coach used to tell us this saying, and I don't know how well it would fly over in today's society, but and that saying, I remember him giving a pregame speech. It's just like, nobody cares. Nobody cares what you're going through. Nobody cares if your girlfriend broke up with you. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? So basically what he's saying is like, get yours together, figure out what you're going to do about it, and get over it and be a man, And but the truth is, with the mental awareness going around. You know, people do care, so I don't want to think any listeners that nobody cares about what you're going through, but we get the gist of what he's saying. It's like everybody has something they're going through. Nobody cares about your problems. Nobody wants to give you a pity party because your mommy left you or whatever the case may be. You know, figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to get over it, and continue life. Life goes on.
I subscribe to that anyway. Like
Yeah.
what you gonna do next? Like you can't sulk in whatever's going on. You gotta do something. Like you got kids. If you got things that you got in your life, you can't just sulk in whatever's going on. Like you gotta keep moving.
But I would say you need to take the time to grieve if you're going through some type of adverse situation. You know, especially as Black men, we've always been told to man up and stop crying and be a man. You know, you're a Black man, strong Black man. And you know, it's okay to shed a tear. It's okay to agree. It's okay to ask for help. So I would like to put that out there in the universe as well. But you know, it's just how it came to me was, you know, when my car crash happened and I was in the hospital for 10 days, then I was in therapy for an entire year. I get back to Memphis, Tennessee, and about 2 months straight, I'm just sitting, getting a little disability check, and I'm like, hey, bro, I can't do this. This is terrible. Like, I gotta get out. Yeah, I can't just sit in this house every day watching these same little whack TV shows. And it's terrible. I gotta do something. And that was my get over it moment.
Yeah, and you coming from the football world, so I know like that was probably eating you up, like just sitting in the house like that.
Yeah, but sitting in the house, and then back in 2009 or at this time it was 2010 because my car crash happened in September of 2009. So by the time this pivotal bridge I wanted to build to get over my situation happened, it was 2010. And I'm sitting there watching all my friends, they freshmen in college, they doing spring break and they kicking it on campus with girls and they having fun and ball, you know, and I'm like, and I'm just sitting here looking at the grass grow. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Man. And you know, it actually had to be I can't even think of the word, like I was the same way as far as growing up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't cry, like get over it, move on. I had to be kind of like retaught like that it's okay to, you know, feel something other than moving on. Like
exactly. Other than it's okay to just not bother your emotions. You know, you human, just like everybody else. You know, you heartache and love and cry and sadness and happiness and all the emotions that everyone else has. It's okay for you to experience those same emotions. It's part of life. What's life without emotion, man? What's life without emotion?
Yeah, that's a fact for sure. Not much at all.
Exactly.
Man, so like I watched so many of your videos and it just made me think like, where did you get the drive to try to inspire so many people like that?
I never really did it on purpose, man. It was just like I was just going about my way, just living my life, and people was like, "Oh, you're such an inspiration." I was like, "Cause I went to Vegas." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess so, if that's what you want to call it. But and I just kept doing things. You know, it's like you're such an inspiration because I jumped off a cliff. Like, okay. And so, but then I just realized that a lot of people aren't living to their full potential, or a lot of people aren't harnessing the talent they've been given, or whatever the case may be. So I just started formulating different presentations around that type of energy, and it allowed me to make a career out of it.
Yeah, man, it's very inspirational. I gotta let you know that. When I'm a trainer, like I'm a personal trainer, and you know what I'm saying, one of my clients, it's funny because today I had her doing like core exercises. You know, she's doing butters and bicycles and stuff like that, and she's like, I'm like, man, that's easy. That's easy work. Come on, let's go. And she's like, it's not easy. This is tough. I'm like, no, I can show you tough. Tough is trying to rehab from something like this. This is, I'm like, this is easy. She's like, okay.
Exactly. It's relative, you know, that tough and easy situation is relative because what you think is easy might not what I might think is easy, but also what option are you going to have when your back's against the wall? So like I had no other option than to be quote unquote strong or to get over it. So, you know, maybe she hasn't been faced with much in her life. So, you know, somebody that's just, you know, as an analogy, somebody who has never been through anything traumatic or anything at all, failing a test might be the worst thing in life that's ever happened to them.
Right.
But then again, somebody with a single mother with 8 siblings and they the oldest and they got to get their little brother dressed, they like, damn, a test. I got to figure out how I'm going to get food on the table tonight,
How I'm going to survive. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So it all depends on what you've been brought up to be conditioned mentally for.
Yeah. True that. Very true. So I know you said that you kind of, I know you said it wasn't on purpose as far as you like spreading your message, but at what point did you say like, okay, this is what I want to do? Like I want to inspire folks.
Man, I always wanted to be. It's something that allowed me to meet a lot of people. Like, because I'm a people person. I love traveling and just shaking hands and everything like that, and just meeting people and figuring out like your story. What makes you you? What makes you you? Why do certain cultures like this food? And I use sports to meet people. When you scoring touchdowns and on the news, you the man, right? Everybody walking up. Can we take a picture? Can we do this? Can we, So I just use that same energy as like when I was going on stage, as just like it was, the lights come Friday Night Lights, or just like it was a collegiate thing. So once I started seeing how my story impacted different individuals, I wanted to continuously do it, because I was like, if my story can help unlock someone else's prison, then so be it. If my story can help you get through whatever you're going through in life, then so be it. If my story can help you become a better man, then so be it. So I just took that mindset, and I love what I do.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, I just started doing this full time in February. So like I've been speaking for like 10 years, but I work in IT. Like people always say like, oh, you're such a phenomenal speaker, you should do this full time. Well, it's hard to just walk away from a 6-figure job. Like I quit. Like I'm gonna speak full time, but certain circumstances made me leave this past February. So I'm just trying out to do as much as I can and inspire as many as I can across the world.
Oh yeah, and I mean, I think you're doing your thing. You seem to be, because I mean the TED Talk. I'm like, all right, yeah, it was. And the thing is, the TED Talk seemed to be kind of focused on, I guess, like bringing awareness to the actual act of driving while distracted.
Absolutely, yeah.
Hey man, look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for coming onto the podcast. Let me pick your brain a little bit.
It's all love. I appreciate you, man. Just try to get my story out. Just try to continue to spread the word and, make a difference.
For sure, man. You definitely are. And keep on doing your thing. Hey, I'm definitely following. You know what I'm saying? I've been, like I said, I saw you back in the day on SportsCenter.
Yeah.
And then here you go in the same group as me. I'm like, oh man, I had to jump on it. So as soon as you sent that in, I'm like, all right, let me message this guy and get him on the podcast.
For sure. Yeah, no doubt. And all right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, thanks.
All right.